I'm Paige, 24 years old. After going to a college in a city, I returned to my hometown where I work at an old-fashioned inn. Since I like interacting with people, this job suits me and I enjoy working here. I like living in a country rather than a big city at a fast pace. Another reason I am here is that I have a fiance whom my parents decided when we were children. Carl and I have known each other since we were kids. He is 2 years older than I, but we grew up together. Our parents used to say and tease, "You two are inseparable. You ought to get married when you grow up." So we were kind of engaged. Even when we were teenagers, we still liked each other and we were good company to each other. He is a bit corny, but he understands me best. While I was in college in a city, he waited for me. I never thought about anybody else for my future husband. Once we are stable with our jobs, we can get married. And that's our plan, and I can't complain. Paige, I asked Carl to look at this document and sign it before the end of the day. Sally is my coworker, a little older than me and 30 years old. She's been working here for many years, and she knows inside and out of this inn. She is nice and efficient with work and very reliable. Oh, Carl said he was off to golf when I saw him in the morning. I thought he was off today. Carl is to be the successor of this inn. I'd like to help him out by his side, so I still have a lot to learn. But while I was in college, he got into golf and he is off to it whenever he gets the chance. Oh no, I missed him. He gets away often because he knows you can cover for him. Is he really a future manager? I'm sorry, I'll do it. It's not your fault. I'm going to talk to him later. She is right though. Lately, Carl's attitude isn't a very good one. He doesn't put his heart in it. It seems his mind is elsewhere. I'm a little worried if he could be a reliable manager. Well, that's one of the many of my worries. But today I have a big event. My best friend from college, Mariah, will visit me here for a few days. Hey, Paige! I haven't seen her for a few years and she looks different now. She used to be a quiet and reserved type, but now she looks older and wears flashy makeup. In other words, gaudy. I was amazed at the apparent change in her. We were low-key and rather introverted in college. We used to watch Netflix series or anime marathons and talk about our idols passionately all night long. Mariah, you have changed. Flashy, beautiful. I almost couldn't recognize you. Come on, Paige. I've been working in the city for a while now. I guess I came out of the shell compared to the college days. I've been busy with parties lately, but I made time for you today. Made time for me? She said she wanted to come to the countryside to relax. You haven't changed an inch. I thought you might have grown into a woman. You are the same plain country girl. What? What do you call simple, innocent, or in the city they might call you a cowgirl. Wow, she really changed. She wasn't like this before. Not at all. So this is the vintage inn where you work. It's rather shabby, old-fashioned B&B, isn't it? How can you stand it? But don't worry, I can stay here, assuming with a friend discount. She has been looking down on me nonstop, and how blatant she is. I was speechless seeing my best friend turn into someone completely different. Then, Carl just got back from his golf.
Hey, Paige! I had an awesome day.
Was a little drunk and in a perfect mood. He noticed Mariah, who was beside me. He stared at her for a moment.
Is she your friend?
Yeah, it's Mariah. She's my best friend from college. She just got here to visit.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Carl, Paige's fiance. You're so beautiful. You look like somebody from Sex and the City.
Oh my God, he's drooling. But to my surprise, so is she. Hi, I'm Mariah. Nice to meet you too. I was really looking forward to meeting Paige's fiance. Just like she told me, a gorgeous man. Paige is really lucky to have you. Hey, you two, what are you doing? Mariah's flirtatious manner and Carl's drooling emoji face made me mad. She said she would stay for a week, but now I have a bad feeling about it. The next morning, I left Mariah in the room and started working. I was planning to show her around the area, but suddenly I got busy with guests of a large group. I was looking forward to talking about old times with Mariah last night, but all she talked about was how popular she was, and she just bragged about city life. What a shame. We were very close and had lots of fun together. I wondered how people change so dramatically in a few years. Huh, Paige? Is something wrong? I couldn't help but tell Sally what was bothering me. I see. That happens sometimes after people experience different things. Especially when they are young. They can be influenced by others. But what can you do? You will meet many different people in the future. Yeah, she's probably right. She may have experienced a lot. That makes sense. Thank you for your advice. By the way, is Carl taking a day off again? I just saw him drive away in his car. What? I have some business to discuss with him since yesterday. He didn't tell me anything. Did he tell you? No, this isn't good. He leaves things around here to you and takes off whenever he feels like it. It's just not how I see it. Other employees see it too. I'm sorry. I'll make sure he'll be more consistent. Nobody's blaming you. You're doing good. Her words made me feel a little better, but Carl, he's not fit to be the successor. Later that day, I saw his car pull up to the parking lot and walked up to him. Hey, Carl, you said you were going to work. Before finishing my sentence, I saw a woman getting out of his car. I was stunned to find out it was Mariah. He took her hands and let her out of the car. What is she doing here? Carl said almost proudly.
Your best friend came down here from the city, and it would be rude for us to leave her alone, so I did my honor by showing her around a few spots.
Carl was really kind to do that for me. I feel like we got closely acquainted.
So, you two just took off without telling me anything and spent a whole day together? But somebody had to work here, and you said you were doing sightseeing by yourself, Mariah.
Of course she could, but she's your best friend. As your fiance, it's only natural that I should entertain her and show her around.
It was annoying to watch him speak so gentlemanly, but I didn't say anything I wanted to say for Mariah's sake. Okay, thanks. You entertained her in place of me, taking a day off casually. And did you have fun, Mariah?
Yes, it was splendid. Carl said he could show me more tomorrow. I thought I would die of boredom in a place like this. He's saving my life.
Huh? Not only today, but also tomorrow? Does he think he can just slip away from his work like this? He's got some nerve. Carl, you can't keep doing this. Other employees know about this too. You should work properly as a successor. But he didn't listen to me or care at all, and they just spent the whole day going out again and again. I couldn't take it anymore. I have to talk with Mariah too. Look, Mariah, you know that Carl is my fiance. Isn't it a little inappropriate to go out alone with your friend's fiance day after day? Then she said,
Because Carl said he wanted to spend time with me. I know I'm sinning. It's my beauty that's sinned against many men. But what can I do?
What is she thinking? Anyway, I'm going to marry Carl, and I don't want you two to go out alone. I thought I made it clear, but she didn't seem to take anything I said seriously.
Paige, you're pathetic. You are jealous, aren't you? But there's nothing we can do about this. I'm simply prettier than you. He said he preferred spending time with me than with you. Too bad.
Eek! This boyfriend snatcher. Now I had to talk with Carl too. Carl, what are you thinking? You have me, and you are going out with Mariah every day?
Be reasonable, Paige. She came all the way here alone. And do you expect her to go sightseeing by herself every day? Don't you feel bad for her? I'm taking her out because you're a workaholic. You can thank me a little.
Huh? He has work to do. He just keeps making excuses to get out of it. Thank him? What happened to these two? I didn't see them from that day on. There was no point in talking further. I didn't get sorry from them, and days passed by. The day before Mariah headed back, they called me out saying it was her last day.
I had such a fun time here. I thought it would be boring staying in the country, but it was a great week.
Really? Glad to hear that. We only spent one night together, though. And why does Carl have to be here, too? He puts on a big smile beside her. It cannot be normal as my fiancé. Then she started.
And we have something to tell you.
What, are you going to extend your stay? The words slipped out of my mouth.
No, it's not that. I did enough sightseeing. And thanks to you, I have met a man of fate.
What? What do you mean?
Carl and I are together now.
What? I was stunned by this announcement.
So that's the story. I'm breaking off our engagement.
Are you serious? We've been together for years and years, but it took only 1 week for him to change his heart? Is this really happening?
I'm sorry I took over your rich boyfriend.
Sorry, Paige. It turns out that Mariah was my woman of destiny. We'll make a great couple. I'm leaving with her tomorrow.
One after another, my mind couldn't keep up with this development. Up until a week ago, she was my best friend, and he was the future husband of mine I dearly loved. Now they are about to discard me like a piece of trash. What's happening to me? While I couldn't move or speak or anything, the two left me right there. I cried out alone that night. Carl, asshole! Mariah, you're a thief! A slut! A skank! Then my mother, who heard me crying, entered my room. Paige, what's going on? Why are you crying? Oh, Mom. And I told her the whole thing that just happened. Oh no, Carl did that to you? My mom was surprised at first, but she changed her tone. Well, maybe this is good. Yeah, it's good that happened. Why are you saying that? What's gotten into her? I had a feeling that you didn't like him before. He didn't work, was absorbed in golf, pushed you to do what he was supposed to do, and was arrogant. Those are just a few things you told me. You two were engaged just because his parents and we had known each other for years. But it's the 21st century. No need to be tied down by such an outdated idea. She was right. I was fed up with this irresponsible actions and arrogant attitude lately. I calmed myself down to think clearly. I didn't like him as I used to, and we argued a lot lately. I was more caught up with the idea of engagement. Her words woke me up. I'm not in love with him anymore. This rather saved me from a messy breakup. Still, stealing somebody's boyfriend is pretty brazen, and Carl turned out the type who was easily lured to the kind of woman after all. I can see their lives together won't be pretty. You're right, Mom. The Hell Express with the two on board has just departed. Mom really made me realize how I felt about him. I wasn't sad at all anymore. Their future didn't look bright. Mom and I had a good laugh about it. A few months later, after we broke off the engagement, I rarely thought about the two. Then one day, Mariah showed up suddenly. She watched me in a uniform up and down and said, "Oh no, Paige, you're still working here? Carl will be the next owner and I'll be the owner's wife soon. And you still want to work for me?" She misunderstood the situation and didn't seem to know the key details. It's time for me to break the news to her. Oh, it's so much fun. What do you mean by the owner's wife? He won't inherit the business. Huh? What are you talking about? He will inherit this inn because he's the son of the current owner. Who is going to inherit, you're saying? You may not realize it, but it's our parents who are the business owners. So I'm the one who inherits. What? It can't be. He was going to marry me and take over some business aspects. I was going to support his work as a wife, but now that I have nothing to do with him, I'm the successor. But didn't you say Carl was the heir, a rich boy? Are you kidding? He's an heir? Well, in a way, he's the son of the farmer we do business with. So he is an heir of the farm, I guess. Poor Mariah. She didn't know any of this. And Carl didn't make it any clear to her either. Huh? A son of a farmer? You must be joking. And it was getting better. Hey, Carl, what's going on? You owe me an explanation. As she turned to him, he was slowly exiting. You lied to me! I got engaged with you and you hid this from me! Oh no, my deepest condolences. But I'm happy for you. You've met a man of fate, an heir of the farm. You'll live happily ever after. No way! The fate of a bad schemer. She deserves it. She was going to be an owner's wife at the inn, so she quit her job already. They broke up and made instant debt by canceling wedding, honeymoon cruise, etc. She looked for a job, but it was hard for a skillless person. She ended up working at another inn wearing a uniform. Carl didn't stop his flamboyant lifestyle using his parents' money. When his parents found that out, they cut the family ties and he was kicked out of the house. He tried to run from the collectors, but didn't make it. When he got caught, he was put on a suspicious ship and taken away. And I am studying hard every day to be a business owner of this inn. I'm relieved to hear that you would take over the inn. We were saying that Carl would surely ruin the business. That man never walked the walk. You are right. I wasn't sure if I would be qualified as a manager. Nonsense. Your mother is a good role model, and you are her blood. You will make a good, reliable manager. She even guides her husband quite well. I'm not sure if I could be like her. Don't worry about it. We'll back you up. Thank you.
Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!